Hello. What's going on tonight, everyone? Welcome. Tracy King, the many. Come get some more. What a punt. 311. Nightbot, of course. Crazy Wrist, Annihilator. How's everyone doing tonight? Ann in the Fold, Vicky Kills, Bit You, Wintermaster, Jamora's Gaming, I'm a Slice King, Sably, the Mind Sculptor, so many people. Good to see everyone. I'm doing pretty well. I hope you are all doing pretty awesomely too. I'm really excited for this deck. I think this deck, well, is it going to be good? I don't know. Hopefully. But it's going to be sweet. The deck's doing a lot of cool things. I really like Reanimator. Yeah, the budget magic deck was so sweet this week. Making 2020s for 2 mana is just so good. Bought some school supplies for university next month. Awesome. Well, good luck at university. Next month. That's a odd time to start university, at least by US standards. How many people told you guys that we had the wrong thumbnail in Commander Clash? Everyone, I think. A lot of people. That's one thing I've learned about YouTube, is when I mess something up, people love to let me know about it. And I'm glad they do, because I would have never known, and I was able to change the thumb once I knew. Oh, yeah, you're right. I guess that makes sense. It's the spring semester. Never mind. I mean, haven't been in college in a minute, so I forget there's a spring semester starting in about a month. Do we get to see Metallurgic summonings on Thursday? Possibly. It's definitely on my list of things that I want to do, is an upgraded version of Metallurgic summonings. Yeah, that was actually kind of a spoiler, D-Many, because that's a future episode of Commander Clash as those commanders. What did this deck accomplish? I believe this top-8'd in IQ, I believe. I know, well, yeah, I graduated a minute or two ago. I actually really like going to college. I enjoyed it. I would go back if I didn't. Well, no, I probably wouldn't, actually. I was considering going for a master's degree, going to grad school. And then I started writing for Goldfish and kind of put that on the back burner. Blue-black Metallurgic. Ooh, we did blue-black Metallurgic in Standard, and it was pretty good, but it was also very grindy. It took us. That was one of the longest leagues we've ever played. Yeah, the Squealing Leeches is pretty sweet. There's some cool promos on Moto, and it's actually the right color for now. I kind of bounced around. I eventually ended up graduating with a psychology degree, but I was a business major for a little while. I started off as a creative writing major, so I bounced around a bit as far as my major. The March promo is actually good. I wrote that big article about F&M promos, and Incendiary Flow is way better than most of the promos we've had recently, so I'm not too disappointed with that one. What do I think about Abs and Delirium Reanimator deck? Oh, that's right, awesome dude. How did it go at GP Denver, by the way? Am I going to do a couple matches with Modern Enduring Ideal? We will definitely play Enduring Ideal. It will either be, it may be the Much Ado About Nothing videos for not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, because it seems pretty popular, but we still have more deck techs this week. But if it isn't the instant deck tech videos, we will definitely play it for, on the stream, if we don't do it for the videos. Yeah, were people salty about Incendiary Flow? Incendiary Flow doesn't seem that bad to me. I'm pretty alright with Incendiary Flow. Anyway, let's do our reminders, and then we will talk about our deck and jump into a league, and then we can chat about everything else. Would Wooded Foothills be an okay budget alternative to Scalding Tarn? Yes, in many situations. It depends a little bit on your deck. For example, in Blue Moon, it would be a real cost because you want to search out islands. Draken, 253, welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your resubscription. Let's give a big scoops cheer for our resubscriber. So it depends on the deck. Blue Moon, it's a real cost because you need to search out islands. If you're playing, I don't know, Naya Burn or something, it makes no difference whatsoever, so. Yeah, if you make it through the first episode, what a pun, it gets less disturbing. It's a very good series, but the first episode really gets you if you haven't watched it. My younger brother likes to troll, like, our grandparents' friends and stuff and be like, oh, you really should watch this Black Mirror series. It's so good. You got to check it out. And then they watch it and they're like, oh, how'd you like it? And they're so disturbed and freaked out, and he thinks it's hilarious. Yeah, the joys of being a teenager. Well, yeah, there's a lot of, like, sad and moving episodes. But I think the first one with the pig is the most, like, gross out episode, or part of the entire series, I think. LR Dreaded, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Welcome, welcome. Okay, we gotta do the reminders, then we can talk about Black Mirror and everything after we're playing our league. So, big news, we have a new stream sponsor, super excited. Loot Crate is our new stream sponsor. They are the biggest monthly subscription box for geeks and gamers. So you sign up, you get a box of sweet goodies sent right to your door every month. T-shirts, keychains, socks, a ton of cool stuff. So big thank you to them for supporting the stream. I think the current month box has some stuff featuring Assassin's Creed and Firefly and some Funko Pop stuff. So if you are interested in that, they also have a Loot Anime box that you can get as well, which is all anime related. They start at $13.99. You get 10% off with our code BRIDGE10. So check out trylootcrate.com/MTGGoldfish. So yeah, big thank you to them. It's super awesome. So check them out. Also, if you're looking for old streams, check out the MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube channel. That's where all the old streams go up. Yeah, there's an anime loot box, apparently. I'm not really into anime, personally, but they do have an anime one. Tomer, I think, Dr. Anime. I'm sure Tomer would appreciate it. As far as the donation button, I'm not sure how that exactly works. But hopefully we will have one at some point. And of course, if you want to support the site directly in the stream, tokens, t-shirts, playmats, we still have the deck boxes and sleeves, so check that out as well. Anyway, we were discussing Black Mirror, which is pretty awesome. And I really like Black Mirror. It's on my list of favorite shows. So anyway, let's talk about this deck, then we talk more about other things as we're playing our league. So we are playing Mardu Reanimator in Standard, and I'm pretty excited to test this deck out. So we have a ton of 2-mana discard, actually 10 cards, Cathartic Reunions, Tormenting Voices, Key to the City, also some Lightning Axes, that allow us to discard some fatties. So our main discard fatties we're trying to discard are Combustible Gearhulks and Noxious Gearhulks. And then, starting on turn 4, we can use Refurbish to get them back because they're actually artifacts, which is really cool. Wizards doesn't usually print 4-mana reanimation in standard. Usually it's like Rise from the Grave, and we do have one Rise from the Grave, we do have one Ever After, but having 4-mana reanimation is really powerful, and since we have Gearhulks that are artifacts, we can kind of take advantage of that. We also have a Sky Sovereign Council flagship, which is also an artifact, so it's like another removal spell. So we can reanimate Gearhulks, either deal a bunch of damage, get more cards in our graveyards to reanimate something else. And then we also have the Haunted Dead Prized Amalgam package, so we can kind of do the clog up the board dredge plan as well while we're setting things up, since we're filling our graveyard. And then even a couple Nihiris that we can ultimate and get a Noxious Gearhulk or Combustible Gearhulk or use as removal. So I think this deck's going to be really sweet. As far as the sideboard, we get some removal and discard. Insolent Neonates, I have no idea what the thinking of this is. It's another discard outlet, but I'm not sure what the matchup was that they wanted that for. And then we have even more removals, so basically just overloaded on removal and a couple of harsh scrutinies in Modern. When do we get another spell slinging episode? I think you're thinking of someone else, Sably the Mind Sculptor. Unless are you thinking of Day 9? Isn't it Day 9 that does spell slinging? I don't do spell slinging. Still haven't received the token. So awesome, dude. They were sent out, and then they actually got returned because it said the address was incorrect, and I believe they were sent out again. You could, Richard has the token, so you could drop Richard an email at contact@mtggoldfish.com to double check, but there was a bit of an issue with that, so hopefully they will be there shortly. So we're going to do a league. Let's do friendly, see if we can win some treasure chests. I have not played a single game with this deck, so we'll see how it goes. Would I want to do Christmas from the... What do you want to Christmas? Oh, what do I want for Christmas from the community? I hadn't really even thought about that. We have a new subscriber. Phil loves Ungi. Phil loves Ungi. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Let's give a big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Oh, okay, I know what you mean. Where we did the viewer battles, that type of spell slinging. Yes, I don't know why I was thinking of Day 9's YouTube series. Alright, yes. Ignore that. Clue Mill isn't a thing. That's nothing. Ignore. You didn't see that. No, that's just a deck I'm working on. I don't know if it'll even work. It's something I threw together. I looked at the mana base. This mana base looks reasonable. I don't think we're going to have any big trouble with it. So we will do another spell slinging, like, viewer battle stream. I don't really have it scheduled yet, so I don't know exactly when, but we will definitely do another one because it was really popular. 2 and 2. 2 and 2 is reasonable. A deck of the hardest to pronounce cards. Please, no. Leno, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Well, this hand is interesting. And another one scratched. Back for the second month in a row. Thank you so much for your resubscription. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big scoops here for you as well, Scratched. Man, this is so many 6-drops. But it only takes one Cathartic Reunion. We're going to try it. Let's try this. I mean, we have tons of reanimation targets, and if we can find a way to discard stuff, things suddenly get really good. So, Evolving Wilds, go. That is some really good cheering. Impressive cheering, chat. Oh boy. So are we just going to die to like a turn 4 Emrakul? Let's get a Swamp. We're just trusting we're going to draw a Cathartic Reunion right now. Lightning Axe. Well, that's a discard outlet. Oh, yes. Yes. I will fix that. And I also need to move the sponsor's message down a bit. Yes. Get that lined up a bit better. It's hard to tell until you're in an actual game. That's more like it. All right. Yes, yes, things are fixed. Thank you for the reminder. So let's pass the turn. What's up, Stu? That's the question I deal with on a daily basis, Stu. Order out or eat the food I have here. I usually choose to eat the food I have here, or try to, but... What sites do I use for instant deck tech research? So, Azurthorn, many of them come from the Goldfish database, but I also use Magic League results, the Japanese tournament series. You can find results from that as well. So I kind of go all over to find the results. This hand is not working out. Not working out even a little bit. Our opponent's probably going to just turn 4 Emrakul us. And then life is bad. Our opponent's hand is working out. We have 3 lands, and our opponent has... Come on, whiff. This Marvel deck doesn't... Oh, just a Whirler Virtuoso? That works. And I think we're just going to Lightning Axe that. So let's crack a Valving Wilds. Get a Swamp. I think. Get a Swamp. Alright, so... Oh, I thought you were going to say your options were to eat chicken or to order chicken. Yes, I think Metallurgic Summonings and Dig Through Time is probably really insane in Frontier. What do we discard to this Lightning Axe? We're going to kill Whirler Virtuoso. We'll discard a Noxious Gearhulk. Let's do that. Do I think Blue-White will die with Expertise when Aether Revolt comes out? I don't know if it'll die, but it's definitely very... Oh my goodness, deck, Alright, so our opponent's just going to get to activate Aetherworks Marvel over and over again while we draw lands. Whoever said we shouldn't have kept this hand, you were looking to be correct. Although Noxious Gearhulk on an Emrakul is good. And if they steal our turn, what are they going to do? Not much. So we're kind of still in this game, as weird as it sounds. What decks do I plan to make for Frontier? I haven't done anything with Frontier yet. Well, yeah. Luckily our opponent keeps doing nothing with their Aetherworks Marvel. They do keep getting the energy, though. Yeah, so much for the reanimation plan. We're just going to hardcast us some Gearhulks. Opponent passes. Alright, play a Smoldering Marsh, passes the turn. Well, we've been whiffing pretty much as hard, although our hand was pretty bad. Shooter, I 5-0'd a competitive standard league today, but don't see my name on the list. Is it only the first 10 people? So Shooter, it will be there, but it usually doesn't update till the following day, I believe. So I would look tomorrow, and I would expect your name will be on the list. I believe if you 5-0 a competitive league, your list gets published. I believe it's all of them. Yeah, I think a Frontier version of Metallurgic Summonings could be pretty sweet. I think that could be powerful. Is our opponent going to have another Aetherworks activation already? Oh boy. Opponent has a Chandra. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know about Frontier. What about green-white hardened scales? That could work in Frontier, potentially. I haven't played any Frontier games, so I can't give you... Oh, man. They get a vessel. They're going to find an Emrakul sooner or later. I bet that will happen. Opponent passes. Well, there's our Tormenting Voice. Well, we're just going to play a Combustible Gearhulk and see what our opponent does. Worst case, we should be able to kill Chandra. Best case... Yeah, we'll see. See what our opponent does. How much damage? Ooh, Prized Amalgam, Haunted Dead, Cathartic Reunion. Yeah, we'll kill Chandra. Opponent gets an energy. Do I go to FNM at all, or do I mainly play online? I mainly play online. So I don't really go to FNM in the paper world. If we get Emrakul, it's pretty bad, because they can Noxious Gearhulk, kill our Combustible Gearhulk, or they could just Tormenting Voice discard it. Little do they know we are a Reanimator deck, so we could probably get it back. That's one thing I like about this deck, is we do have a lot of ways of killing Emrakul, which is good. Alright, there's a Puzzle Knot. Opponent's going to be able to activate Aetherworks Marvel, third time. I'm going to do something else first. Alright, Whirler Virtuoso. There's activation. Do they get the Emrakul? Sooner or later, that's going to happen, whether we want it to or not. Maybe they... Could they not have Emrakul? That would be sweet. This was actually today's instant deck text. So, fresh off the line. I don't think we're super dead. Our opponent didn't just snap off an Emrakul, so they're actually making a decision here. I have not seen Wedge's new modern deck yet. Harness Lightning Combustible Gearhulk. Our opponent is so good at whiffing. Gets in with the Servant. Prized Amalgam. Well, maybe we just go wide here. Let's Tormenting Voice. Discard Prized Amalgam. One, two, three, four. Oh, alright. What's the play here? So we can Haunted Dead, get back double Prized Amalgam. They gotta have Eldrazi in there. They gotta be just getting unlucky, I think, with not hitting Emrakuls. We can't Cathartic Reunion and Reanimate. We could just get back Noxious Gearhulk, but that doesn't seem that great. We can't Haunted Dead and Refurbish. We're a mana short. We could Refurbish Combustible. The problem is if our opponent hits an Emrakul, well, I guess we deal with that when we get to it. Alright. So, we'll Refurbish. Get back... I don't know if this is right. Alright, we'll get back Combustible. And this does let us keep up Lightning Axe, which is good. This also triggers our Prized Amalgams. We don't get our Haunted Dead, but technically it enters the battlefield from our graveyard, so... Value... value down. This deck. So maybe the idea is we just reanimate Combustible Gearhulk until our opponent scumbles to combustible damage. Should I sell trade my Smuggler's Copters soon? I don't think there's any rush. Woo, woo, woo. They're going to be very good in Standard for as long as they're in Standard, I believe. I think Smuggler's Copter is almost always better than Heart of Kirin, so I don't expect them to fall off. If anything, they could get more expensive. Scumble was an inside joke. I don't know if anyone got it. Who we milled another Prized Amalgam, so we're gonna get back 3 Prized Amalgams. So good. Maybe we are winning this game. Play the mountain, pass the turn. Get back Prized Amalgam. Gonna trigger our other Prized Amalgam. And suddenly, for 4 mana, we're gonna have, what, 15 power? All formats except Modern, right, Stu? I mean, I guess it's okay in Modern, but... We never made a Scumble emote. We probably should. Hopefully our opponent cannot get enough energy to spin the wheel again. Alright, they're just going to cast an Emrakul. I think this means we got a Lightning Bolt, discard Noxious Gearhulk. Or Lightning Axe. Yeah, I don't really want our opponent to Lightning Axe us. So let's kill Whirler Virtuoso. Discard Gearhulk. This also means that our opponent can't use Cathartic Reunion, which is kind of nice. But we will be able to use it on our extra turn, most likely. Yeah, I would be down with Seductive Goat emote. Well, I guess our opponent can play the Swamp, so we can't Cathartic Reunion next turn. We are going to need to find a way to get back a Noxious Gearhulk and kill Emrakul. That's at the very top of our list. We got to get rid of that. I think it was worth discarding the Gearhulk, though. Our opponent should just play the Swamp, eat our Gearhulk, and pass, I believe. If they leave our Swamp in our hand, we get to Cathartic Reunion into Reanimation. So they might be thinking, oh, we don't want to like help develop our opponent's mana. They could play Emrakul or something. But not playing the Swamp is actually very bad for them. We do lose our Gearhulk. Yeah, it seems like Aetherworks Marvel could be very good in Frontier. I'm pretty scared about Aetherworks Marvel. Wizards made it sound like they didn't really think it would be a deck until Aether Revolt, and Aether Revolt is suddenly here. And it could be very good. Well, this is easy. Cathartic Reunion. Discard and... oh. Alright, discard and discard. I don't know if we want a Madness here, actually. Let's... we have one 5-mana reanimation spell that if we hit it, we're going to be disappointed that we spent our mana on Fiery Temper. If we kill Servant, our opponent will have enough energy for Aetherworks. Let's just not Madness. Reanimation, please. Oh, man, we got paid off. That was exactly it. So, Rise from the Grave gets back our Noxious Gearhulk. So, that worked out exactly well. If we had Madness there, things would have been much worse. Well, now they have the energy because we're killing this Emrakul. But we kill Emrakul, gain a ton of life. Attack for 9. Are we actually going to win this match? Pass the turn. We even have a Nahiri for next turn. Still have a bunch of reanimation in our deck. A Haunted Dead. This is actually shaping up. So far, I like this deck. I don't know why we aren't dead already, but I will take it. Opponent's going to get the Aetherworks Marvel activation. Even if they hit another Emrakul, though, how bad is it for us? What's up, 595902413? So there's Marvel. Do they get Emrakul again? It does get rid of the Aetherworks Marvel. If we don't get Emrakul here, we will probably eat the Aetherworks Marvel. We will definitely eat it. That's true. They did whiff a lot, but it is also true that the new versions of Aetherworks Marvel are a lot less likely to be able to constantly activate it because they really have cut back on finishers. So that is, I mean, just part of the deck. Alright, opponent passes. We get another refurbish. How scared are we of another activation here? We could just 1, 2, 3, 4. We could just refurbish. Wait, what did I do, Stu? Kill Marvel? But we could do so many cool things. They only have one... They only have one energy. No, what I was trying to say is, Stu, that they've cut back. Before they played like 4 Ulamogs, 4 Emeralds. They've cut down on those big hitters. Like now a lot of times it's just like the 4 Emeralds. So their odds of not getting an Eldrazi with a Aetherworks Marvel is a lot higher now than like the Pro Tour decks. I want to refurbish. And then discard everything to Haunted Dead. Because they can, there's a good chance they're just going to cast an Emrakul next turn, is what I expect is going to happen. Because they can Vessel, find an Emrakul, they can just cast it. Alright, well, let's go to combat. We're going to attack with everything. And we'll see what our opponent does. If they block to try to generate energy, then I'll be more likely to just kill the Marvel. On the other hand, if they take a bunch of damage, we could just go Combustible Gearhulk, and our opponent might be forced to let us draw. Although if they Emrakul, it's probably not good anyway. Alright, blocks an Amalgam. Blocks an Amalgam. Doesn't block. Blocks. Doesn't block. Doesn't block. I don't know if they even have main deck Ulamogs in this deck, honestly. Because whenever something dies, they get an energy with Aetherworks. So let's see how our opponent blocks here. Yeah, they're going to go big blocks. Alright. Well, we kill a bunch of stuff. Opponent gets a bunch of energy. Since this is what happened, now we are going to exile. We are just going to exile it. So, Nahiri. Opponent cracks a Vessel. Sure. Did they get an Emrakul? They did not get an Emrakul. Their best... Did they get nothing? Did they just whiff? Harness Lightning, Attune, 2 lands. Wow, we are getting lucky. Alright. Opponent whiffs on their Vessel. Our opponent has been whiffing like crazy. We get rid of Aetherworks. Pass the turn. Oh, okay. This is Steve Rubin's. Alright, that makes sense. Feeling like we're in alright shape. Even if our opponent Emrakuls us, I don't think it's the absolute end of the world. Not necessarily, at least. At 31, that's 3 Emrakul hits we can live. And we're going to have all 4 prized amalgams, potentially. There's Emrakul. There's a Vessel. So we probably just discard our hand here, I assume. Yeah, I think we're just gonna Haunted Dead. We still have more reanimation we can draw into. Ooh, and we we drew a combustible. And, well, that worked out well. Our opponent can loot with Nahiri if they want and get rid of combustible. But that's not... Then we still have a Nahiri. We didn't have a Gearhulk there, did we? Yeah, Haunted Dead is very awkward. It can be, yeah, you're right. It can be very good against Emrakul and can also totally wreck you when your opponent's controlling your turn. So far, our opponent controlling our turn hasn't been very devastating, honestly, for some reason. Oh, we could have refurbished, yeah. I think this line was better, hopefully. I'm expecting our opponent to kill some stuff, probably tick down Nahiri to exile a prized amalgam. But then we just Combustible Gearhulk. And sooner or later, our opponent's going to have to let us start drawing or risk just dying. Whoa! Okay. Sure. I don't know about that line. Sure. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Well, that was awkward. What our opponent probably should have done there would be to attack with something else and then exile that with Nahiri rather than their vessel. Our opponent has to return our prized amalgam. Well, our opponent's maybe just learning the deck. I've definitely had my share of punts. Well, we are going to slam a Gearhulk. Yeah, slam a Gearhulk, see what our opponent chooses. If they take the damage, they could just die. Or not. They only take a bit of damage. Well, we are going to swing with all our prized amalgams. Opponent kills one. And jumps. Pass the turn. Oh, we have a new subscriber, Dick Tugnut. Dick Tugnut. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Second month in a row. Our re-subscriber, Big Scoops cheer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our opponent has 6 energy, so they get another spin of the Aetherworks wheel. Ulamog is still pretty potentially scary here, if they do hit an Ulamog. Man, our opponent has had, what, 4 or 5 activations of Aetherworks? And we're still staying alive. Our opponent's been helping us. Another Ishkana. Okay. Well, if we ever get another reanimation spell, things suddenly are awesome. Ooh, opponent gets in with Emrakul. There's Refurbish. Well, things got easy. So we attack with everything. This is going to get our opponent a bunch more energy, unfortunately. Blocks, 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 unblocks. Uh-oh. Alright, Harness Lightning, sure. Kills one of our prized amalgams, takes 0. Gets an energy. This deck has been crazy. Gets another energy. And now we refurbish. Man, I really want to just refurbish Combustible again. But that's probably incorrect. We could win. It's risky, though. It's probably safest just to get back a Noxious Gearhulk along with our 3 prized amalgams. This is the safest line, I think. So get back Noxious Gearhulk again. Trigger our prized amalgams, getting them all back. Kill the Emrakul again. Gain, and our opponent scoops it up. Oh, man. Oh, I can't believe that that worked out that way. That was pretty sweet. All right, so sideboarding. Yeah, our opponent could have let us draw, and that would have been risky. Things could have went wrong. Well, so far, that was pretty sweet. I think our opponent helped us along the way a little bit. So, Stasis Snare is a reasonable answer to an Emrakul at instant speed. Fragmentize, also pretty reasonable. I don't know if we want Fiery Temper. Fiery Temper doesn't seem to kill that much. Remember how bad our draw was, too? And we just did nothing until turn 6? We literally drew so many lands. We kept a hand that was all lands and 6-drops. Did nothing until turn 6, and we still won that game somehow. Jay Zoller, that could very well be the case. Ooh, Collective Brutality could be good. What else do we go down? Snare is double white, but I mean we have double white mana. It is possible that we can cast it. Do we go down Lightning Axe? Maybe. Something like that. Is Sky Sovereign worth it? Do we need Sky Sovereign? Could go down Insolent Neonate, I guess. If I send you a record your voice card, yeah, sure, Filthy Casual. Laughing is easy. Yeah, let's try it like this. Close enough. Sky Sovereign does look pretty bad. I guess we could Harsh Scrutiny. Yeah, let's try it like this. This is fine. Oh, awesome, dude. I just talked to Richard. You should... Your tokens were returned. So if you can, send an email to contact@mtggoldfish.com with a address to send them to, and we'll get them shipped back out to you. Well, we got Cathartic Reunion. Our opponent said they're new with the deck, so... There's a Forest. We play Inspiring Vantage, pass turn. So this looks reasonable. My favorite album of 2016. Oh, I'd have to think about that. We have a new subscriber, Twanos. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Well, Drown Your Temple's an easy discard. We'll discard Combustible and Drownyard, I think. Yeah, that's fine. Start cycling through our deck. There's a Fragmentize. Well, Fragmentize means we can limit our opponent's activations to 1, which is good. How do did I send you my mono red Tron stacks? That does not look familiar or sound familiar. So I don't think so. All right, let's just pass and get back Drownyard Temple here. And then we can Rise from the Grave Combustible next turn if we're not killing an Aetherworks Marvel or dying to an Emrakul. All right, so get back Drownyard Temple. This works. So up to 5 lands. Play a mountain. Actually, maybe we just Nahiri here. That might be better. I think this is better, actually. Because then we get a prized amalgam in the graveyard. Yeah, let's Nahiri. Red Gearhulk, it was actually pretty impressive in our first game, at least. So tick up, discard Prized Amalgam. Smoldering Marsh is a reasonable draw. So next turn when we reanimate, if we do, this also gives us the option of discarding a Noxious. We can also hardcast Noxious. I feel like we're in a good place now. There's the Aetherworks. Well, let's see what horribleness happens to us here. Preferably not an Emrakul. Our opponent's about due to just hit an Emrakul. Oh, that's pretty spicy mono-red Staxtron. Alright. Well, let's see if our opponent can actually ruin our plans. This might be our opponent timing out as they try to figure out how to navigate this turn. They can Tormenting Voice to discard a card. They can Nahiri to discard a card. But they have to get rid of Noxious Gearhulk. They have to get rid of Fragmentize. They got to get rid of Rise from the Grave and potentially Stasis Snare. So that's a lot of things that our opponent has to get rid of. A Little Haunted Die. Welcome to the Fishbowl and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Alright, so our opponent is apparently going to go on the... Ooh, man. Hitting Haunted Dead was bad. Okay. Our opponent just discarded Stasis Snare. Alright. No disaster. Disaster did not happen. Things are actually fine. Actually... I think our opponent just put us in a position where we... So, I'm pretty sure our next turn is going to go with us ultimating the Nahiri to get a Gearhulk to... So we're going to ultimate a Nahiri to get a Gearhulk to kill the Emrakul, and then we are... Oh, no! Oh, we got it all! We got it all! Well, this might be the greatest turn this deck's ever... Oh, we only have one white mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, thankfully our opponent played a land for us. Alright, let's do it this way. So we ultimate Nahiri. Ultimate Nahiri. We will get a Noxious Gearhulk. Hello from the US, Ninja Dave. Kill the Emrakul. Yes, please. Our opponent gets an energy. Then we will Fragmentize the Aetherworks Marvel. Opponent gets an energy. Then we'll play our land. Then we'll play a Combustible Gearhulk. Opponent takes a little bit of damage. We attack with everything. Our Noxious Gearhulk returns to our hand. And we still have the refurbish plan for next turn. You would have gotten Red Gearhulk? I think we had to kill Emrakul there. I don't think killing... I think... Well, I guess we could have got Red Gearhulk and then cast the Black Gearhulk. And our opponent gave us the GGs. Well, let's attack with everything. Alright, opponent scoops it up. Well, I feel like our opponent aided us along the road to victory. But we did get a victory. One step closer to those sweet, sweet treasure chests. Oh, so if you missed it, and haven't noticed it on the side of the screen there, we have a new stream sponsor in Loot Crate. So check them out. They have some cool loot crates, including an anime loot crate. Perfect for someone like Tomer. So big thanks to them. Yeah, maybe it was better to get a... Yeah, maybe the Red Gearhulk was better. But a win's a win. We will take it. One step closer to 5-0 and treasure chests and all that stuff. Ooh, I actually kind of like this hand. I mean, it's not great, but I think this is fine. Double Prized Amalgam means if we ever hit... If we can draw into... that's a Nahiri. Alright, let's just Evolving Wilds go. So double Prized Amalgam means Haunted Dead could be really good. I am a huge fan of Vintage Cube, but everyone else is playing Vintage Cube. There's a Looter Scooter. See ya, Death That Who Smiles. Death Hat. No, Death At. See you on Thursday. We'll crack this. Get a Swamp. Play Inspiring Vantage. Tormenting Voice, pitching a Prized Amalgam. Oh, Lord. All the Prized Amalgams, but no way to get anything back? Alright, maybe this hand isn't working out. I would have to think about it, Floor Monitor. I don't have a favorite off the top of my head right now. Who's my favorite MTG villain? Well, probably Nicole Bolas, right? What other MTG villains are there? Alright, Pony gets in, does some looting, and some scooting. And not feeling as good about where we're at now. Down to 15. Opponent. We have a ton of removal in our sideboard, though, that should be good in this matchup. We can go, like, full-on control. Don't do that, Jay Zoller. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this isn't going to happen. I don't even know if we have anything. Yeah. We might just scoop here. Play Evolving Wilds past the turn. Bob Bolas. Oh, we're in such trouble. Memnarch, all right, Tezzeret. I think Nicole Bolas is ahead of any of them. I don't think we have a draw that matters here. So we should probably just scoop, I think. I don't think there's anything we can draw. I feel like this matchup will get better after sideboarding. Also, we'll be on the draw in game 2. Haunted Dead, that would have been sweet earlier. So, yeah, that does it. Well, that was a quick one. Our opponent just kind of ran us right over. The first deck I ever built was, and it's kind of fitting, I had no idea that I would ever do Magic content or Against the Odds or anything, but it was a Eon Storm deck that was trying to, it was like an Against the Odds deck. Maybe I will do a special edition of Against the Odds. I don't even know if I can remember every card of it. But do a special edition with my first Magic deck, which was like Eon Storm and like Energy Chambers and things to like get charge counters on stuff. It was super janky. And then trying to shoot the opponent down with Eon Storm. So that could be a good special episode of Against the Odds. Speaking of Against the Odds, tomorrow's episode is sweet. We finally get to play Saheeli in Modern, and it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited about it. And then this weekend, this was a good week of videos. I think we got Saheeli for Against the Odds. Coming up on the weekend, we have Coco Walls for Much Brew, and we got to play Metallurgic Summoning. So I got to play a lot of decks that I enjoyed this week. Crispy 724. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Did I check out the Arreo deck list I sent you on Twitter? I think I looked at it, but I don't really remember exactly what it was about. Let's bring in these. Bring in maybe Fragmentize. Grasp of Darkness seems good. Unlicensed Disintegration maybe. Just bring it all in. What do we go down, though? That's the question. I guess we can just go down the whole... I decided not to do Vintage Cube tonight because everyone's doing Vintage Cube. And I wanted to give people who maybe aren't as... I don't know, interested in Vintage Cube, something to watch. So that was my thinking. But we will definitely do Vintage Cube at some point. I can promise you that. Brickhouse Games, thank you for the host. Possibly on Thursday. The other thing is, a lot of people have been wanting to see an upgraded version of Metallurgic Summoning, so we'll see. I don't know how you can not like Vintage Cubes, Jay Zoller. It's so good. Alright, well, this is a way to kill a copter, a radiant flames, and an uncastable prized amalgam. Yeah, I just figured literally everyone is streaming it today, so I figured it made sense to do something a little bit different for people. And I mean, Vintage Cube is on for like 3 weeks or so, so we have plenty of time to do Vintage Cube in the future. Let's get Swamp so we have double black. Another Radiant Flames. Alright, Smoldering Marsh, pass the turn. Well, we're kind of set up pretty well here. Opponent has a Scrappy Scrounger. Probably just going to fire off a Radiant Flame since we have 2 of them. Not insane, but we don't want to just keep taking damage from these things. Make sure we tap properly. Almost Radiant Flames without killing anything. That would have been bad. So, Radiant Flames. Get rid of those things. Pass the turn. I really want to win Vintage Cube, or be like at the top of the leaderboard. And I think I could. I'm pretty good at Vintage Cube. The problem is, I just don't have as much time to draft as I used to. So that would be the challenge, just getting in enough drafts. Alright, so we are going to Tormenting Voice, discard Fiery Temper, Madness Fiery Temper, kill Veteran Motorist, draw lands. No lands. Alright, pass the turn. Concealed Courtyard, Thraben Inspector. No Vintage Cubes tonight, but there's plenty of people doing Vintage Cubes if you want to watch. Alright, land? Alright, there's a Valving Wilds. So we're just going to pass, kill Smuggler's Copter. Hopefully, if our opponent doesn't have a weird counter or something. There's Smuggler's Copter. Alright. Let's disintegrate the Copter. Sax the Clue. I would love to find another Thraben Inspector. I would love to find another way to fill our graveyard, a Cathartic Reunion or something, or just lands. Either of those are pretty sweet. We don't really need double white. We have double red, double black. Yeah, we'll just get a plains. That's fine. Yeah, we're kind of the control deck right now. Alright. Well, Smoldering Marsh is fine. I think if we just draw an untapped land now and start playing Gearhulks, we should be in really awesome shape. Hey, see you, Tracy King. Good luck on the finals. Opponent gets in for 2. We still have another Radiant Flames. Ooh, Cultivator's Caravan. A little annoying. Oh! That was literally the worst draw in our deck. Well, Radiant Flames. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Another uncastable prized amalgam is exactly the one card that was going to be very bad for us there. Opponent gets back Scrounger. We're sort of, kind of in trouble right now. Because of that, oh, these prized amalgams. Are we really going to lose with all this interaction and removal? I have a spicy deck. How do I send it to you? An artifact sack-friendly burn deck. You can email me at saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com is probably the easiest way. Or tweet it at me at saffronolive. Opponent cracks a clue. If we draw another prized amalgam, tears will be shed. Fragmentize would be fine. I wouldn't mind fragmentizing Cultivator's Caravan. Mountain. Jeez. Things keep getting worse and worse. Wow. Alright, pass the turn. We have a million discard outlets. We have like 10, 11, 12? We have 12 things that let us discard in this deck, so the fact that we don't have one is more just unfortunate than anything. And I think we're going to lose. We ended up in in a really bad spot where we're... Yeah, I think we're going to lose because of this. We ended up not being able to get stuff in our graveyard, and also not getting enough mana to do anything. Well, let's grasp the Scrounger. I think our opponent could have just got the Scrounger back, though. They have plenty of creatures in their graveyard, so I don't think it was going to do very much. Down to 5, and I think we're out of luck. Another Copter. Now we're even more out of luck. And an Evolving Wilds. Well, jeez. That was bad. I don't even know what to say. I feel like we had every tool we could possibly want to win that match. I don't know if that would have helped. Scrounger enters untapped. It does, yeah. Alright, on to round 3. Well, that was disappointing because I feel like we had everything we wanted to win that game 2. And game 1, our opponent had a quick draw. We were on the draw, so that's understandable. But if we can't win with that hand, we're just never going to beat that deck. Because that's as good as it gets. Well, we're going to keep this because if we can just... Oh, no. Alright, to the bottom. We basically need any land. If we get any land, this hand is insane. The double prized amalgam hand. And Tormenting Voice enables it. What's up, Mean Pork? So, any land and we're in great shape. We have so many discard outlets, though, is the thing. We have... If anything, if you look at this list, you think this deck probably has way too many discard outlets. So, alright, well, that's a land. A little slower than we were hoping, but it is a land. It will get us there eventually. There's a game trail. And another attune. Well, we might just die to Emergles. Well, let's crack this, get a Black Source. I built a version a while back. I feel like Amalgam is too cute. Ran more instant speed removal with Nahiri's Wrath. Nahiri's Wrath is interesting. Well, let's pitch our Haunted Dead, play a Smoldering Marsh, pass the turn. I think we're in alright shape. And we're doing alright. We got our lands here. We don't have white mana, but things are shaping up. We get back all our prized amalgams. If anything, we had really good luck in the first game. Also, our opponent was just learning their deck, so our luck was better than it needed to be thanks to that. Emotes tend to be left-handed. I did not notice that. There's Electrostatic Pummeler. Well, that's Haunted Dead. Pitching 2 prized amalgams. Question is, do we just try to kill this right now? Blossoming Defense does save it. Yeah, we can kill it. They have 1 mana up, though, which makes me think... I mean, they didn't play it last turn. They went an extra turn. Left up the mana. It's gotta be a Blossoming Defense. I'm gonna pass. We have a bunch of blockers. Well, we can always do it on our turn. I don't really want to discard either of these yet. Alright, now we'll go. I don't mind discarding Combustible. So, we'll try to kill it. Discard Combustible Gearhulk. There's a Blossoming Defense that we knew about. And I guess we just pass the turn? Try to block? We are very possibly just dead here. Yup, there's a larger than life. And we're dead. Alright. Well, not much you can say about that other than that's kind of the nut draw. I mean, if you could draw up a hand where this deck wins every time, it's probably exactly this hand. So the good thing about that deck is it is fairly fizzle prone. So it does lose to itself a decent amount of the time. Yeah, there's no way our opponent would have blocked. I don't think our opponent would have blocked. I think that with us leaving our stuff back, it gave us the ability to survive one pump spell, because we can block with everything, even if it's a really painful chump, and then still get everything back thanks to our Haunted Dead. I don't know about Fragmentize. We have a lot of cheap removal. I don't know if it's worth it to Fragmentize, though, because it really only gets Pummeler. And we have a lot of cards that kill Pummeler with all the removal that we're bringing in. Harsh Scrutiny, there's probably an argument for that. Although it's definitely possible it whiffs a decent amount. I guess we still scry. We'll see if we have room. We can go down, I think Ever After is a bit expensive. The aforementioned spicy deck I sent you was a list made on Mana Stack. Would that be acceptable? What's the reviewed list viewing format? I don't know what Mana Stack is. As long as it's a link I can click on, and as long as it's a link I can click on and see the deck, then that's fine. Yeah, I guess that's true. Radiant Flames? I guess Radiant Flames is probably worth it. What are we cutting, though? I never can figure out what to cut with this deck. We're running out of time. Yep. And I guess we gotta... Amalgams are good blockers, though. I think the Amalgams are actually good in this deck, but if we're gonna bring in 1,000,000 cards, then we probably have to just cut Prized Amalgams. I don't think there's anything else we can do. Well, our luck is turned. No way we can keep that. Alright, I guess this is a hand of magic cards. Well, a magic card. I don't even know if this is a bad matchup. We have so much removal after sideboarding. I really think our opponent just literally got their nut draw in the last game. And when that deck nut draws, it's very good. So I guess we play a swamp, pass the turn. We did cut the Prized Amalgams. I don't know if that's right or not. I like that Prized Amalgams in this matchup lets us gum up the board quite a bit. Is pretty helpful. The other problem is it's going to be hard to crew Skyship now, which means we might be discarding it. There's a Long Tusk Cub. We might just have to kill that, unfortunately. Key to the City. Alright, play a mountain. Reunion, discard Sky Sovereign, and maybe we just key. Maybe Key's better here. We play Key, discard. Well, I mean, we gotta actually have things to discard though. Maybe we should have just reunioned. I mean, none of these cards are great for discarding, really. But, okay. I don't know if... I mean, we're gonna have to kill that thing. You'll hit a land is famous last words with Cathartic Reunion. I know this from playing the Teamer Summonings deck. When you say, oh, you'll hit a land, yeah, sometimes, but not always. Alright, well, let's kill that, discard Prized Amalgam. Pass the turn. I want to keep the Key here, I think. There's Voltaic Brawler. There's a Refurbish. Alright, well, I guess we're doing that. So we are Smoldering Marsh, refurbishing our Sky Sovereign. Unfortunately, it's not going to trigger our Prized Amalgam. Awkward. But it does kill Voltaic Brawler. I like Key. I think Key is actually pretty good. Opponent's passing. Well, let's Cathartic Reunion. Now we'll discard Key. Hopefully find action. Alright, play Inspiring Vantage, pass the turn. Also awkward, now we got a Gearhulk in hand that we can't really cast. There's Bristling Hydra. Well, I guess this is good. If we draw lands, it's good. At least we make our opponent use their energy. I mean, we might as well do it. And then we can chump and get it back again with Refurbish, get back Prized Amalgam. So this is kind of working all right. This is a list that won, or top 8'd a SCG IQ, I believe. So that's what it's based on. So we can attack? Can we race? That's probably a bad idea. Let's just pass. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe chump with Sky Sovereign. I kind of want a creature in the graveyard. Alright, Galvanic Bombardment. And Galvanic Bombardment. So let's crew up our Sky Sovereign. Gearhulk down. Luckily, this works out, because we really want to refurbish the Gearhulk. If we refurbish the Gearhulk, that also gets us back Prized Amalgam. Refurbishing Sky Sovereign does not. So this is potentially ideal. We're definitely snapping off a block here if our opponent attacks. Alright, no attacks. Plays a Servant. Alright, let's Harsh Scrutiny. See what's in our opponent's hand. Gonna whiff. I know it. Here's the whiff. Yep. Oh, no. Uncaged Fury, built to smash in Blossoming Defense. Uncaged, built, Blossoming. This deck had become so popular in my local game store, had 4 To the Slaughters. I mean, it makes sense that it's popular. Oh, I like Cathartic Reunion, but we don't have anywhere near cards to discard. So let's put Cathartic Reunion to the bottom. Then we refurbish on Noxious Gearhulk. So, wait, we're dead if we don't chump block. So we just have to kill Servant here. Kill Servant. Get back Prized Amalgam. I'm pretty sure we're still just dead. Yeah. Well, we'll see. The problem is we're just in this awkward chump blocking mode, and we don't have a real way to kill this Bristling Hydra. Unless our opponent gets rid of their energy somehow. And we would have a chance if we could have been attacking, but we can't really attack because we gotta leave up a chump blocker or we just die. So, all around. So we gotta block with Noxious Gearhulk. It will have hexproof. So you can't really... Alright, there's a build to smash. I think blocking with Gearhulk there is fine. We draw a bad land. Pestered. I mean, we can block with the ship again this turn. It's not like because we didn't chump block one turn doesn't mean we can't do it the next turn. And there is the game, I believe. Maybe we're not just dead. We might go to 1? I haven't actually counted yet. Opponent peels a trample spell. Kind of disappointing. There's not many cards that give Bristling Hydra trample in this deck, but that is the one. Bristling Hydra is pretty good. Definitely a very strong card. I think energy is maybe better than people expected. That's odd. I do not know why our opponent did not kill us there. We're drawing the good old Radiant Flames. Well, thank you, Cullen. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Our resubscriber, 2 months in a row, says, Mucha Brews are great. Cullen W, 2001. Let's give a big scoops cheer for our resubscriber. I don't know why our opponent didn't go double strike there. This gives us time to chump at least, since it doesn't have trample. We don't have any sacrifice effects. And, yeah, we just don't have many relevant cards. Well, this has ended up being disappointing. The deck seems super good in game 1. And then we lost a disappointing round last game, and it looks like we are about to lose right here. There's Uncaged Fury. So 12 damage. Are they going to Blossoming Defense? Yup, and that's the game. Hey, good to see you, Average Toaster. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason people haven't been tearing up the tournament scene with Mardu Reanimator. I'm so disappointed because we started off well in our first round, but it kind of feels like we just don't have the ability to fight some things. This deck is really good against control. I play Grixis and have never beaten it. Well, hopefully we run into some control matches here. Coconut Coco Fang, our resubscriber. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big scoops here for you. I mean, To the Slaughter is a fine sideboard cards for specific Also, I will also say that our luck has not been very good. I think we've mulliganed almost every single game. Alright, land? Well, not ideal. We can start kind of doing stuff on turn 3. Cullen W? How'd I murder that? Port Town for our opponent, and Thraben Inspector. I don't know about main deck Emeralds. Does Emrakul even do that much in this deck? Alright, in before this Cathartic Reunion getting countered and us losing the game on the spot. Oh, it's going to be so painful. Alright, opponent plays a Selfless Spirit. Well, let's Cathartic Reunion, discarding Combustible Gearhulk and a Sky Sovereign. Well, we found lands. Shambling Event, go. Pretty slow, though. Emrakul is good. Kepper Carpepizm. Carpepizm. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your resubscription. Big scoops tier for our resubscriber. What about one Emrakul? Yeah, I mean, one Emrakul would be fine. But it doesn't really work with the reanimation plan that well. Oh, we were dead to the Hydra. It was a nearly infinite amount of damage. Let's Tormenting Voice, discard Combustible. Oh, this is just going to be too slow. We're going to be able to double reanimate Combustible Gearhulks, but I don't know if we live long enough. Mr. Zwick, welcome to the Fishbowl for the second month in a row. Thank you for your resubscription. I think we got to keep digging. Big scoops here for our resubscriber. So, played around your temple, Tormenting Voice, discard the prized amalgam. We really need, not Cathartic Reunion. Alright, pass the turn. That's true, we could drop red and white and add green. Alright, there's a Looter Scooter. Whoa! Our opponent misclicked and did not attack. Maybe they were pre-ghosting and knew we were going to draw this Nahiri. Well, let's play Nahiri. Opponent is going to Spell Queller. Play Evolving Wilds, pass the turn. Well, we are about to double reanimate a Combustible Gearhulk, potentially. Is that going to win us the game? There's a Gideon. Well, actually, well, no. Our opponent can sack the Selfless Spirit. Looking like it's going to be a bit too slow. What's the good matchups for this deck? Probably control matchups would be reasonable-ish. So we take 1,000,000 damage, down to 8. Are we just dead? The answer is most likely yes. We will grab a... doesn't matter, Plains, I guess? Cathartic Reunion. Well, yeah, it doesn't save Gideon, but Sky Sovereign also doesn't kill Gideon. So we're going to reanimate 2 Combustible Gearhulks, and then we're taking... and then we're dead in the air. We can reanimate... we're dead if we reanimate 2 Gearhulks. If we reanimate Sky Sovereign and Gearhulk, we only have one blocker, and our opponent sacks this, so I think we're still dead. We block Gideon and die. Yeah, I think we probably just scoop here. You can put magic links in the chat. What about Gearhulk? Sky Sovereign kill? Yeah, if we could actually kill Spell Queller, it would be worth it, but no matter what we target, our opponent's just going to save it with Selfless Spirit, and then we die. Oh, and Ever After can't even get it. Yeah, you're right. Alright, let's scoop. We're dead on board, and there's not really a reason to show our opponent our cards if we're dead on board anyway. Well, deck. Yeah, it's not our refurbished, so you can't actually get it. Yeah, I don't know if Panharmonicon's a problem. Our problem hasn't been winning after we resolve Gearhulks. Our problem has been being dead before we do it. Well, I mean, our opponent, though, gets the choice. So our opponent's just like, okay, draw 6, swings back with all their creatures, and we die. So that was the equation there. Sky Sovereign has not been impressive in this deck. I don't think that Sky Sovereign necessarily has a place in this deck. Also not a fan of Ever After. It's just so expensive compared to our other options. I'm really not convinced that Ever After is better than Rise from the Grave, especially since Rise from the Grave can get opponents' Gearhulks. Nihiri's like a removal spell, and it does get Spell Quellers and stuff. It also gets Spell Quellered. I guess we can go down Nihiri's, go down a Key to the City, and we're going to lose if we try to Cathartic Reunion. We can bring in the Grasp, I guess. Try to be essentially a control deck. No white Gearhulks, no. I mean, I guess you could try it in the sideboard, but, white Gearhulk is, I don't know, has not really worked out so far. Well, I think we have, like, the cheapest removal in Standard, pretty much. It's in our sideboard, but, Mecha Titan Reanimator version 2.0. Looks a lot like this deck. Very similar to this deck. Nihiri's Wrath is a cool idea. And yeah, it looks pretty sweet. It looks actually a lot like this deck. Well, we have discard. We have a Radiant Flames. The problem is, Selfless Spirit is so good. Selfless Spirit is the card that makes everything so difficult. So let Smoldering Marsh pass the turn. Wizardry Foundry is still around and doing deck boxes and stuff, but they're no longer sponsoring the stream at the moment. But we do have a new sponsor in Loot Crate, so make sure to check them out. For like $13.99 a month, I think they start out at. You get pretty sweet stuff sent to your house every month. Alright, let's just Inspiring Vantage, and oh, we don't even have anything good to discard. I'm not gonna Cathartic Reunion. Let's play Key, pass turn. Aetherflux is a pretty sweet combo deck. Would Thought Knot be good, or a one of Demon of Dark Schemes? Thought Knot is a very good card. It's going to require us reworking the mana base. So that is a concern. But it is a very powerful card. I think we're just going to grasp the Selfless Spirit. Pass the turn. When's Loot Crate going to have an MTG crate? I will have to ask them. I don't honestly know. Alright, we're just going to discard Cathartic Reunion. I'm not going to take the chance of running it into a Spell Queller. It's so devastating. So we're just going to discard and draw with Key. Demon could be an interesting, like, sideboard option. Well, Haunted Dead's not bad. Pass the turn. That's something we can get back that doesn't get countered. Their opponent did have the Spell Queller, just runs it out. I'm expecting this to get followed up by a Gideon. Yes, of course. Makes a 2-2. Well, let's... Alright, opponent gets in. Let's discard a Haunted Dead. Mindwreck Demon is a cool way to fill the graveyard. I think the difference with this deck is it's looking to start reanimating on turn 4, which makes it a little bit harder to do that. Yeah, let's draw. Grasp and Evolving Wilds. That's true. If you never cast anything, your opponent can never Spell Queller anything. Yeah, we're not in great shape. No prized amalgams to get back with our Haunted Dead. So much damage coming across. Avacyn's being ready to come down. Well, let's Tormenting Voice. Pass the turn. Yeah, well, no treasure chest tonight by the looks. This deck has just been getting absolutely crushed. Oh, opponent has another Gideon. Jeez. Alright, Gideon everywhere. Makes a 3-3. Gets in 4-6. Okay, awesome, dude. I will pass along the message. Three damage does not kill Gideon. We haven't hit any of our reanimation targets. Yeah, we're very dead here. I mean, I guess we can just clear the board, but that doesn't get us anywhere. Alright, but we'll do that. So, Radiant Flames. Discard Fiery Temper. Madness Fiery Temper. I don't know if this matters, though. Tapped out in blue. I think her stream is the same as her Twitter. Like, I don't remember. It's like E something something T something something EG. I don't remember. But it's her stream name is the same as her Twitter name or Twitter handle. Opponent makes a knight, plays a Smuggler's Copter, and passes. Key untaps. I mean, I guess we draw a card. I don't know if anything we do here matters. Get a swamp, get another land. Tormenting Voice, discarding the Smoldering Marsh. And opponent has a negate, and we play a swamp. Pass the turn. If this deck is running both Prized Amalgam and Haunted Dead, Cryptbreaker seems very good as a discard outlet. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. The problem with Cryptbreaker is it gets very wrecked by Liliana. Liliana is just a nightmare. I guess we could draw... I don't even know. And at this point, like, Does drawing something even do anything? That's kind of the question. Like, how good is anything at this point? Opponent most likely has Avacyn. I mean, Refurbish is a fine reanimation spell. I don't think Refurbish has been the problem. It's obviously a bit restricted. Oh, yeah, I mean, we're never going to get Reanimate again. That's very true. The boring, probably a little of both. The deck has not been winning much, and matchups with Spell Quellers when you're playing Cathartic Reunions are absolute nightmares. It's very easy just to 3-for-1 yourself and lose the game on turn 3. So I don't know if it's a good matchup, and the deck is just... We've also been getting very, well, relatively unlucky. We've mulliganed a lot of games, drawn the wrong half of our deck, but it might just be that... that the deck's not very good. Starting to seem very probable at this point. 3 mana Reanimation. I don't know if we want Reanimation that's that cheap in Standard. I mean, if we're gonna start doing that, then we're getting back to the... what's up, Captain Kakashi? Then we're getting back to the point where you might as well... start thinking about counter spells and lightning bolts and stuff, I think. If you power up Reanimation too much in a world where we can't play counter spells and efficient removal, like when your best removal spell's 3 mana, your best counter is 4 mana, that's going to end up being an issue. Because you're just not going to be able to deal with what gets reanimated on turn 3. There is 1 mana Reanimation in Legacy. No, I mean in Standard. I'm talking about reprinting cheaper Reanimation in Standard. Reanimate's fine in Legacy. I don't think you'd want Reanimate in Modern. And I don't think you definitely wouldn't want it in Standard. I don't know what our opponent's playing, but we're in the... we're in the 1-3 bracket, so I guess anything's a possibility at this point. So let's just Tormenting Voice, discard a Haunted Dead. Unfortunately, even if we win, we're not going to get a treasure chest, which is very disappointing. Oh, Aetherworks Marvel is good, but it is nowhere near Reanimate or even Entomb or anything like that. Do I think it's financially worth it to buy a box of Eternal Masters at 180? So just for financial purposes, maybe? I haven't actually looked at the updated prices recently, so I'm not 100% sure. But that would be about the range where I would start to consider it. Alright, well, our deck's going to do something this game. We are going to reanimate Combustible, which is pretty sweet. Well, we're gonna finish our league. And then we can probably close out with a game of Momir. Whoa! Alright. That's more like it. That's how this deck needs to be working. So we hit our opponent for 12 with Combustible. Pass to the turn. And we have a handful of action. We have the ability to discard our stuff to Haunted Dead, get back prized amalgams. So I think my impression of this deck, and we're not done yet. I know we're still finishing our last game, but inconsistent, I think, is the biggest term that comes to mind. We've had some draws where there's just not much we can really do about anything. But then when it runs well, it feels very strong. Ugh, more lands. Well, I guess we can discard them, so it's not that bad. Alright, play Swamp, get in with Combustible. So Wedge just put up a video talking about Frontier, and I think everyone should take the time to watch it after the stream. Well, I have not seen Wedge's Frontier video yet. I plan on watching it at some point. Was it pro or anti-Frontier? I think I'm going to write an article about Frontier at some point. I feel like I have some things to say about it. I don't feel like it's necessary to kill Copter there. Like, our opponent gets to loot, but I don't think it really matters. And our opponent scoops it up. No lands. I don't even know what our opponent's playing exactly. Is this like the white-black Fabricate type deck? If so, probably Radiant Flames is the way to go. Go down a Key to the City, an Ever After, and a Combustible Gearhulk. Try it like that. Well, I mean, I agree with that. I agree with the statement. Well, I don't know about stop complaining, but you don't get... I am very on board with the idea that people should be able to play Magic however they want to. I'm a big supporter of that plan. So if people want to play Frontier, they're more than happy. I'm more than happy to support them. My article, I don't even want to say my article would be anti-Frontier, but what I really want to address is some of the long-term stuff of Frontier. Because I think my biggest argument about Frontier, and this isn't saying Frontier is bad and you shouldn't play it, but my biggest take on Frontier is it's literally modern. And if you think that this is that Frontier is the solution to the things that people don't like about Modern, if the idea is it's going to be cheaper, and the idea is it's going to be this brewer's paradise, yeah, that's very true right now. That was true of Modern back in 2011, and it was true of Tiny Leaders, and it was true of every new format that ever comes to be. So I think that what I want to mostly talk about is point out that if Frontier became Modern and was picked up and supported like Modern, you're going to have the same things as Modern. You're going to have the formats that become about a few certain decks that the pros figured out. You're going to have Infect of Frontier. I don't know what that deck is, but there will be an Infect. There will be the Jund. And it's not going to be the Brewer's Paradise where anything goes. There will be a set meta with a handful of decks that are clearly better than everything else, and a handful of cards that are clearly better than anything else, because that's how Magic formats work. In Frontier, you can't just pick a card pool to solve that problem, and the prices are going to go up. So yes, right now, sure, maybe your Frontier deck's $400 and a Modern deck's $800, but if people are going to play Frontier in the way they play Modern, the prices are going to go up, and then your Frontier deck's going to be $600 or $700. And I'm not saying Tiny Leaders spikes where some random card goes from $5 to $50. Not that kind of go up, but you're like $2 Siege Rhinos become $5 Siege Rhinos, and your $1 Anafenzas become $3 Anafenzas or $5 Anafenzas, and then all of a sudden it's the same price as playing Modern. So that's the article that I want to write. And it's going to say, if you want to play Frontier, you should do it, but do it with these things in mind, that it's not going to fix all of these issues over the long term. So that's the article, the basis of the article that I will probably write at some point about Frontier. But I am all for it. I played Tiny Leaders a little bit when it first came out, and I had fun playing it. Me and Richard jammed some games, and it was a fun time. And if you're having fun playing Frontier, you should go for it. Just don't delude yourself into thinking that this is a format where you're going to play Eternal for $200 forever, or you're always going to have this wide open meta, because that's just not true. That's not how Magic works. And it's not a knock on Frontier in specific, but that's exactly how Modern was in 2011. So I think if you're a fan of Frontier in its current form, what you should be rooting for most of all, as weird as it sounds, is Wizards to stay away from Frontier, for there never to be a Frontier GP, for the pros to never have an incentive to brew with it, and Wizards never to be printing Frontier Masters. What you want is Commander, essentially. Maybe Wizards can support it a little bit, like, oh, we slip in some tiny Leaders cards in these Commander decks, but if Wizards starts running tournaments for it, and the pros are incentivized to start breaking it, I think that's going to take away from a lot of what people like about it right now. So I would be rooting for it not to succeed, as weird as that sounds, or to succeed on a big scale like Modern or Standard. Because I think that's going to have the opposite effect of what people want. More black mana. Alright, play a swamp, pass the Druid. I have recently been arguing for a rotating format. That's one other thing that some of the Frontier people have told me that's kind of scary, is people that are big supporters and players have said, basically, we know that it needs to be a rotating format, but we don't want to make it a rotating format, so we're just going to make Frontier, we'll play it for a few years, and then when it comes time to need a rotation, we'll just drop Frontier and start another new format. And that really scares me, just because if you're trying to get people to like buy in and spend their money on Frontier, it's pretty scary to me that then you're already knowing going into it that you're gonna potentially have to drop the format and start over with, and then all the cards you bought to build Frontier decks all of a sudden maybe aren't playable. So I would rather just be like, okay, there's a rotation. I don't care how you set it up. It can be a long rotation or whatever, but if you're already knowing sort of that a rotation is going to be necessary to keep prices in check long term, to keep the metagame fresh long term, you might as well just say you're going to have a rotation instead of having this secret, hidden, super secret probation. Frontier is from Magic Origins up to, Magic 2015 up through the current set. So, Cons Block and the cards that are currently in Standard. I think we just kill this Kalitas here, discarding something. And we'll just discard Combustible. So that's an interesting conversation. I think the idea of bringing back Extended is good, but you have a whole nother set of problems with rotations. So then you have to deal with card prices more. You have to deal with rotation itself. Your cards all of a sudden going away, losing value. And honestly, towards the end, people weren't super hot on Extended. So I don't know if that has changed. Maybe it would be different now and people would be okay with Extended. But back when they initially got rid of Extended, people weren't super excited about it. And that's kind of why it went away to begin with, is because people were not liking it. Alright, let's just play Smoldering Marsh, pass the turn. I think a way to solve it would be to have sets that include mostly old cards, but some newer cards. That would be like a Commander-like product with boosters and intro decks that reintroduce cards. I would like to see them do that with Modern. Oh, how many blocks of Magic has there been? There have been many blocks of Magic. I don't know the exact number, but, oh, geez. Since 1993, going 2 a year, for example, 50? Actually, I guess blocks is different, because it used to be 1 block a year, so 30, maybe? Alright, let's let our opponent attack first. And then we're gonna get back Haunted Dead, discarding Shambling Vent and Fiery Temper. Then we Madness Fiery Temper, kill this Shambling Vent. So I'm not anti-Frontier. I just want people to realize that some of the things you love about it now aren't really sustainable if the format becomes popular. And it's not because Frontier's a bad format, it's just because that's not how Magic formats work. There will be best decks and best cards, and if it's a pro tournament, pros are going to try to break it and do degenerate things, and people are going to net deck and all that stuff. No white mana. Well, I guess we just pass for now. Oh, sets? Sets have got to be, man, closer to 100 Magic sets would be my estimate. Opponent goes looting and scooting. Yeah, maybe we should have discarded Nahiri. Nahiri's a good answer to Smuggler's Copter if we can ever get it down. So this is just like black-white Eldrazi? Another Thraben Inspector. What's my opinion on net decking? I have nothing against net decking. I think it's a personal thing. I don't know, yeah, let's discard this land, I think. We kind of want to find a white source for this Nahiri to kill Smuggler's Copter. So, 1, 2, 3. Well, alright. Let's pass the turn. We can do some blocking, then we can Noxious Gearhulk to kill Thoughtna, and maybe get back into things from there. So I see net decking. I used to play a lot of music and do the whole band thing. I've talked about that before. But I see it the same way as music. Like, personally, I like writing my own songs and doing that. But there's some great covers out there that people play. There's bands that are very talented musicians that are 100% cover bands and haven't written an actual song in their entire lives. And there's nothing wrong with that either. So, so personally, I like writing my own songs, but I don't begrudge you if you are a cover band and just play other people's decks either. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And it goes back to Magic being great because everyone can play the deck however they want to play the deck. I mean, there's also, you could have a conversation about does the game get south too fast now with so much focus on it? And I think that's different than just talking about net decking in general, but does having tons of websites, tons of articles from pros, deck lists everywhere, published daily, does that take and lead us to Green-Black Delirium and Blue-White Flash being half of the meta at some points just because it gets solved so quickly? That's a reasonable conversation, and I think a fine conversation. But I think that's a little bit different than, oh, we don't even have the mana? What is happening? I'm so busy ranting about things that don't matter. Okay. Well, let's find white mana, please. Untapped, preferably. Our single planes. Tapped. Do we even live another turn? No? Yes? Maybe? 5. Not if our opponent attacks with Gideon. Well, that was disappointing. We still have another game, though, to win this match. So I liked Standard a bit ago when the meta was Siege Rhino. I didn't like the meta was Siege Rhino, but I don't think that's an issue with net decking. I don't see that as being a net decking issue. I think that's kind of a perfect storm of card design issues, in my opinion. All right. Huh. Well, we know what our opponent's doing now, playing Kalidases and Thought-Knot Seers, and we probably want things to kill those. I don't even know if we want these Radiant Flames, now that we know what our opponent's up to. Grasp, Unlicensed Disintegration seems way more important. Maybe even Harsh Scrutinies if we can find room. Go down this Sky Sovereign. I do kind of like Nahiri here. And maybe one Tormenting Voice, try it like that. What are we talking, reserve list now? Yeah, I mean, Siege Rhino was super playable because it was very push card, and the mana in the format made it really easy to play like 3 or 4 colors. So, Siege Rhino would have been less good to some extent if the mana wasn't so good. Because you wouldn't have had like 5 color Bring to Light playing Siege Rhinos. You would have just had more normal, like Abzan would be playing it. So I think that's part of it. Well, let's Cathartic Reunion, discard a Mountain and a Noxious Gearhulk. Alright, pass turn. Hopefully we can do some reanimating this game. I like Frontier because I'm super anal about uniformity in my decks and having the same frame is satisfying. That's a that's a benefit, although they'll probably change it again at some point. We've went through so many different card frames that I wouldn't be surprised if it changed again in the future. Thraben Inspector. Well, at least we get to kill Smuggler's Copter, which is good. Abolish the reserve list. That's a whole nother conversation. Alright. I think you should play the decks that you think are fun. If you brew them yourself, that's awesome. If you net deck them from someone else, that's awesome too. That's the bottom line. When it comes down to it, Magic is a game. It's so easy to forget that sometimes, but Magic is a game, and you should have fun playing Magic. I think this doesn't feel great, but I think we're just getting back Noxious Gearhulk. This is going to make it so our opponent can't just untap and Gideon. When if we waited and our opponent played Gideon, it would be very bad for us. Even though killing a 1-2 isn't that exciting with Noxious Gearhulk. Alright, Ruinous Path, Honor Gearhulk. Thankfully, we have some Red Gearhulks that are pretty close. Alright, Red Gearhulk's coming next turn. So, hopefully, 2 Red Gearhulks will do what we need it to do. What do I think about Frontier with Metallurgic Summonings, using Madness or Surge to get big tokens for less? I really like the idea of Metallurgic Summonings in Frontier, but I would look at the Delve spells. I think those are the cards that are super busted. Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise are not banned. So those are like 1 and 2 mana, make 8/8s, and draw X amount of cards. So I think that's the way to make Metallurgic Summonings because, oh man, that just seems so busted. So our opponent mills and takes 9 and plays an Avacyn. Sure. Well, our opponent might have to let us draw in the next one, or they actually could die. We might actually get a Gearhulk kill. Eldrazi Displacer, okay. If our opponent lets us get this attack in and doesn't block, then they almost certainly have to let us draw with Gearhulk. Cracks the clue. Well, let's see. This is a big turn. We get a Tormenting Voice. Well, let's just attack with Combustible. See what our opponent does. Blocks. Alright, blocks with Displacer. Gonna try to flip their Avacyn. Well, let's play a Gearhulk, see what our opponent chooses. Gearhulk. Ooh, our opponent lets us draw, so we get to play a Mountain, which means we get to kill Avacyn, discarding Prized Amalgam, and, well, we're not going to get a treasure chest or end up with a winning record, but the deck is sweet when it works. I think that's the biggest takeaway with this deck is inconsistency issues. But when it works, it's super awesome. Alright, opponent gains a bunch of life with a Noxious Gearhulk of their own. Plays another Shambling Vent. Oh, well. Alright, let's attack. We get a Rise from the Grave. Oh, get in with Combustible Gearhulk. Opponent takes it to 11. I think we're just going to get back another... I think we're just going to get back another Combustible. We could kill their Noxious Gearhulk, but I think this is fine. Huh? When it enters battlefield, target opponent. Oh, we actually have to target. Okay. We also get back Prized Amalgam. Opponent lets us draw again, which means we get to Tormenting Voice, discarding a Haunted Dead? Oh, man. This deck has so many fun cards. I wish our record was better. It looks like we're going to finish 2-1. But this deck does some really sweet things. Well, let's attack with everything. Well, not Prized Amalgam. Attack with the 2 Combustibles. Yep, we're just going to keep playing Combustible Gearhulks until our opponent gives up. Plays an Avacyn. Yeah, alright, whatever. Sure. That's fine. I just want to see how many Combustibles we can cast. Opponent blocks, opponent blocks. I also want to punish our opponent for playing this Avacyn. So, opponent drops to 5. Our poor opponent, they're so happy they killed a Combustible. Nope, we have a Refurbish. Get back, Combustible. We've drawn 9 cards with Combustible Gearhulks. 9! Alright, pass the turn. Oh, so sweet. There's Eldrazi Displacer. No, our opponent, do they even have colorless mana? Or did, oh yeah, we saw a little bit. Opponent gets in with Avacyn. Sure. Down to 14. Well, let's do some attacking. Opponent blocks with Avacyn, blocks with Eldrazi Displacer. And we'll just kill Avacyn. Grasp of Darkness. Okay. So let's see. 1, 2. Tormenting Voice. Oh, we gotta tap red, alright. Tormenting Voice, discard Fiery Temper. Madness Fiery Temper. Kill Avacyn. We don't win with burn, we play more Gearhulks. Smoldering Marsh. I mean, technically we could win with burn, but isn't playing more Gearhulks better? Look how many cards we've drawn. We even get to reanimate another one next turn. So discard Evolving Wilds, Inspiring Vantage. We're gonna get the Gearhulk kill, I swear. We're gonna reanimate another one this turn. Oh, we could kill him too. Refurbish Combustible Gearhulk. Number 5. No. Number 5 Gearhulk trigger. Go to combat. Do some attacking. We're gonna do it. There's Shambling Vents. Sure. How much reanimation do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we out? I think we're out of reanimation. That makes it harder. Oh, I don't want to just kill him. Opponent blocks and blocks. Deck ourselves and win with Lab Maniac. Alright, everything dies. Let's play a mountain. Play Nahiri. We can always ultimate Nahiri. That's how we do it. So tick up Nahiri. We can ultimate Nahiri to get another Gearhulk. Or a swamp. Alright, pass the turn. Discard a land. Oh no, our opponent scoops it up. Well, that counts as a Gearhulk win. Yes, it was risky. We could have died, but we were losing. We were gonna finish the league 2-1 or 2-3 anyway, so we might as well have some fun as we're finishing 2-3. So, what was your impression? Hey, Greyhawk Games, thank you for the host. So, what was your impression of that deck? My impression was, yeah, well, the last game was awesome. We drew like 15 cards with Combustible Gearhulk. That was so sweet. My impression of the deck was, number one, I think we drew a little below average. In our middle games that we lost, we did a lot of mulliganing. So I think maybe that made things look a little bit worse than they were. I think that we had some consistency troubles. So we had some issues with drawing the wrong half of our deck, sometimes not finding our finishers. Clunky, that is a good term, whoever threw that out there. Clunky is a good term for it. There was some clunkiness, but it was also awesome when it worked. So I'm glad we played it. Would I take this to a GP? No. Would I take it to an FNM? I definitely would, because when it's doing its thing, it is incredibly fun and super awesome. Like, we had some really sweet things happening, so oh man, I know, I like looting too much as Smelly Vagabond. That's one of the weaknesses in my game, is I would rather loot than win. So I activate key a lot. But so, if you have the cards and you're looking for something to try in FNM, I think this deck is perfect. It's really fun, really unique, does some cool stuff. If you're going to try to win a GP, probably play something else because of the consistency issue. But I think it was really sweet. What's so difficult about Infect? Just seems like holding the right pump spells and drawing well. I think that sequencing can be challenging, but well, what do I think about swapping Refurbish for Grimflayer and updating the mana accordingly? Well, you'd probably have to bring in more reanimation targets, but I think that would be possible. Thoughts on Startle Awake in this deck, or just Startle Awake in general? Startle Awake is a sweet card. I don't think it would work in this deck. Well, if you're, I guess maybe I overuse the use it at your FNM. Of course, it depends on your specific FNM. If your FNM is cutthroat GP grinders, then I mean, I think this is still fine. It also depends on your goal. I think that's part of why use it in FNM works. FNMs is a low-stakes environment to try out new things. This deck, it can be a cutthroat GP grinder and win that match. Is it going to do it consistently? Probably not. But it's a low-stakes environment. It's not a big entry fee. There's no huge prizes on the line. So even if you're a more cutthroat FNM, I think you can still get away playing decks like this. Are you going to win that FNM? Maybe, probably not, but you're going to have a lot of fun as you win some games along the way. Anyway, well, good news for everyone. Well, at least everyone who loves Momir. We have time for a Momir game tonight, so if you want to play some Momir, I don't. Oh wait, was someone on the waiting list? There was someone last stream. Mezuch played last stream, but there was someone who asked about it. Well, if you're here, person who asked last stream, feel free to shoot me a message. If you don't message me in the next minute or two, I will take the first Momir challenge that pops my way. We just finished our league, Demigod, and now we're going to wrap things up tonight with a game of Momir. People love Momir. I will never understand people's love for Momir. Alright, Lulu517. Let me get the Momir overlay up. And we will have some fun random magic. Momir is pretty sweet. I didn't realize when I started streaming, though, how much people like Momir. But people really like Momir. There really needs to be Momir leagues on Magic Online. That's a big failing. They used to have Momir dailies, and they were pretty sweet. And they were actually, like, reasonable value. If there were Momir leagues right now, that would be so awesome. I think a lot of people would play them. I think Wizards shies away from it because you don't have to buy a bunch of cards to actually play the format. But I think it would be a good addition. Hey, what's up, CK? I don't even think I'm particularly good at Momir. Momir is a lot about playing the board, and I think, like, playing the board is somewhat one of my weaker aspects of Magic, so I don't think I'm a great Momir player by any means. Like, having a huge board full of creatures and combat, that's just not my thing. When it comes to constructed, at least, so. But I still enjoy Momir. In small doses. Momir, I can't even tell you how many times I've almost sold my Momir avatar in frustration. Ooh, alright. That's some value. Oh my god! Oh my god! Pay for populate! All these creatures are technically tokens! Oh! Yes! Yes! Oh my goodness, I've never hit a repeated populate card in Momir. Now we just gotta have something good to go with it. Oh, that's so absurd. Everything gains vigilance. Oh man. Vitsugazi Guildmage is like the nuts. We even have the mana for it. We just need something good to copy. Populate's, yeah, a token. So we need one good creature to copy. I'm rooting like Necrotol on turn 4. Oh, that would be so good. This is a pretty good start. I will take it. McKinley Patrol, not that great. Opponent, Rootwater Shaman, can cast aura spells with enchant creature, although they have flash. Well, it's player plane, so we have our mana all set. Make a 4-drop, root for Necrotol. Ooh, Sangromancer, pretty reasonable. So, do we just, like, pass the rest of the game and make a Sangromancer every turn? Until we get to, like, 8 mana? I don't know if there's a second harvest creature that I'm aware of. That would be pretty insane. Oh, Raise to Redeem. You're right. There are some, like, 1-drops. Oh, whenever our opponent makes a creature, we gain life? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we are going all in Sangromancer, boys and girls. It's probably not right. Maybe it's right. We can just copy Sangromancer every turn until we get up to Emrakul mana. And then do that. Oh, yes. Opponent gets Gorilla Chieftain. Alright, well, let's populate. Oh, yeah, I guess copying the populate creature does make sense. Opponent. We gain 6. We don't even have to really kill our opponent. All we gotta do is let our Sangromancers sit out there. Oh. I think everyone's playing Cube tonight is what most of the streams, I assume, are doing. Opponent gets a Gangrenous Goliath. We were just doing a league, but we finished our league. Well, let's populate. We're not going to copy the populator. That probably is technically correct, but let's give our opponent a chance. I guess we should kill them. I kind of want to not kill our opponent and just make a bunch of Sangromancers. The deck was very inconsistent. We've finished 2 and 3, which is disappointing. We had some awesome, cool stuff happen, also some very inconsistent stuff. Hurricane Cactos, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Opponent going aggro. We'll take it. Since they can never kill us through these Sangromancers. Oh. We gain 9. Damon and Carter? Who's Damon and Carter? Well, Damon and Carter, whoever you are, shout out to you. Thanks for watching, hanging out. Opponent gets Wisp Weaver. Not good in Momir, since everything's tokens. Raise is pretty sweet. Actually, the best things are the things that just stop your opponent's Momir avatar from working altogether. Those are literally just game over. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. I clicked create a Centaur. Let's just make another Sangromancer. Thoughts on Ruin in their wake. Now that we have Attune with Ether and Traverse. I think it's very powerful, but it requires some deck building. You definitely gotta build around it to be able to support having a waste on turn 2, most likely. Usually the games don't get 2 Blight Steals. Most of the times 8 mana is the cutoff. Because at that point, 8 drops are very powerful. Actually, probably the most powerful converted mana cost. So usually people stop there. And if you try to get up to Blightsteel and your opponent makes an 8 drops, 4 additional 8 drops is likely going to kill you. Because you're going to have to essentially pass your entire turn without making a creature to get up to Blightsteel mana because of the discarding card situation. I don't think that was really a punt. I think we got to kill our opponent. Yeah, Phyrexian Revoker is really good. I've seen like mono green ramp decks that have used Ruin in their wake. Well, I guess we can make a creature too and populate. Alright. Well, that's not bad. Either a 5/5 flyer for 4 or a 3/3 hasty flyer. Oh, I really like the art game. Thank you for asking that question. I really want to battle Richard and Chaz now, because I think Richard, I think, assumed that I would beat him, but Chaz seems to think that he could keep up with me at the art game, and I don't think that that's true. Actually, you know what? I think after we finish this game, before we close out the stream, maybe I'll pull up the art game on screen, and you all can see how good you are at the art game on, what is it, Impossible mode? It's a Magic art game. There's the website that has a Magic card art game. So maybe to close out the stream, I'll pull it up and see how good you all are, and I'll play too. You have to. It shows you the art of a Magic card, and you have to try to guess the what the card is for one. Hopefully we hit some Echo cards. That would be sweet. And also the artist, if you can. I'm not very good at the artist. I am pretty good at getting the art. As funny as it sounds, like from buying and selling collections and like squinting through horrible pictures on Craigslist ad, trying to see like what cards were in this collection someone was selling, is it worth buying? That actually has made me really good at recognizing the art on Magic cards. But naming the artist is super hard. Oh, Scryman, there was nothing in our treasure chest tonight because our deck did not get to the treasure chest number of wins. We went 2 and 3 with some bad draws and just general inconsistency and clunkiness in our deck. Ooh, hopefully we get some more of these. I don't want to trade with that. Let's pass the turn. We could hit a big Echoer, and that would be sweet. Our opponent gets a... Ah! Yes! Oh, actually, we might still lose to Eater of Days. Leveler is the one that's instant loss. I could imagine our opponent just beating us down and winning after waiting 2 turns. So we will see. That is very big and flying in Trampoly. But we do get multiple turns in a row. So we make a 5-drop. We're going to need it flyers, though. Grotrag Thrasher. Target creature can't block. I guess that's reasonable to get in damage. So turn number 2. We get to make a 6-drop. We could beat it. We get one more turn after this. Discard the island. Oh, no! Steelclad Serpent is about the worst. Well, we get to get in some damage thanks to this Thrasher, which is better than I would have imagined. Make it so the Eater can't block. And 7-drop. And then our opponent does get to start killing us next turn with this huge Eater of Days. Oh, Axebane Stag. Well, those were the worst extra turns I've ever taken. So bad. Oh, this is Momir. Toxic Flames. A unique Magic Online format. We've gone wide enough that maybe our opponent only gets to make a 4-drop. Can they even attack with Eater of Days without dying? I actually think hitting this Grotag Thrasher is going to be... Oh, no! Oh! And our opponent hits a removal spell. That changes things. Now our opponent might be able to... Yeah, our opponent might be able to just kill us now. Well, we get to make an 8. We could hit something big. Stu, what was the punt there? Having a tap creature? Oh, that does it. Now, let's just attack with our Stag. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ugh. Actually, it doesn't do it. That might have been a punt. We might have needed to attack more there, but then we lose creatures. We need to hit something with haste. Basically. But what if we hit an Echo card, Stu? And we can't afford to pay the Echo cost. I think you're looking at it backwards. I don't think there's any 8-drop Echo creatures. Greater Stone Spirit can't be blocked by creatures with flying. Alright. Well, we need one of two things. Something with haste wins us the game. And actually any artifact wins us the game because this can attack. So artifact or haste creature. Otherwise, we got to be able to profitably block Eater of Days. So let's just get an artifact or haste creature. Skarg Goliath. Alright. Well, we got to take 3 turns in a row, but Eater of Days gets it done. It is really big and very tramply. We would have hit a Dryad Arbor. Or a Kobold, a dang Kobold. I think you are actually correct, though, that if the goal was... The 0-drop might have been the correct play there. So they are all artifacts. It's probably about 50-50, I think. But that's got to be the highest win percentage we could have given ourselves. I wish I had read the chat sooner, because that would have been the... I think that would have given us the highest percentage to win the game. That's a very good call. I did not even think of that. Yeah, you are right, Count Coco Fang. Goblin Piker. And we still have to pay echo costs if we hit echo creatures. Yeah, so I think maybe slightly less than half. What did our opponent get here? The Snapper, as long as you control no untapped lands, it has Shroud. Well, Stu, just for you, I'm going to go aggro with this 2-1. The Goblin Piker. Once he'd worked out which end of the thing was sharp, he was promoted to guard duty. Alright, tagged with the 2-1, Stu. Are you happy now? Am I going to do another game? If so, can we face Sealard 22? Probably be able to do one more game of Momir. So, what I would do is just add me as a buddy on the homepage, or a friend, or whatever it is, and then after this game is over, you can just challenge me. Ooh, get to draw some cards. And yeah, we'll do one more game of Momir to close it out. Schnapps, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Yeah, sorry, we finished our league with Reanimator. Phyrexian Monitor for our opponent. Good scoop steering. Magmasaur, 5 counters. Beginning your upkeep, you may remove a counter if you don't sacrifice it, and it deals damage equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on it to each creature without flying in each player. Okay. Interesting. What's up, good pants? Yeah, you're sneaking in at the end of the stream tonight. That's alright, though. Welcome, welcome. Oh, it's Scoops. Phil loves Ungi. You gotta have the pluralization there, the S at the end. Opponent trades off. Yeah, it is pretty metallic. It's, like Littlefoot. What was that movie? Land Before Time, that's what it is. Fallen Angel, 3/3 flyer. What's up, Pep? How goes it? Oh, you gotta remove a counter. What? Huh? 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 Apparently, removing counters from Magmasaur puts counters on Magmasaur. That card's better than I thought. Better than it should be. Well, we found a new Moto bug. I like it. I mean, I'm glad it's us and not our opponent. That's gonna get good over the next few turns. Moto fail number 1, says our opponent. We get the Wiltforge Golem. Well, we're gonna keep attacking. Actually, the funny thing is, I don't even think it would be that good. Like, I could imagine today they would have printed it that way, potentially, and it still wouldn't be that good. Well, I guess it would be good because of the second clause, maybe. But I could imagine it seeing print. Ooh, Woodland Bellower would be sweet if it wasn't for the fact that the deck is all lands. Opponent gets in with the flyer. Well, let's remove a counter. Wink, wink. Up to a 7/7. Good old Magmasaur. Fell Shepherd, when it deals damage to a player may turn all creature cards that put in your graveyard, blah, blah, blah. Not very good. I found the second coming of Splinter Twin. Saheeli Rai with Clever Impersonator. Altar of Brood for the win in Frontier. Ooh, well, speaking of Saheeli Rai is tomorrow's Against the Odds. And it's pretty sweet. We are going infinite with Saheeli Rai combo in Modern, but not exactly the combo you mentioned. A combo that I think is even more competitive. The Woolly Loxodon. Oh, I can update it. We were playing Mardu Reanimator, but I will update. Momir in Standard. just to confuse people. I can't tell you what I'm doing with Saheeli Rai. Let's remove a counter. Oh, well, thank you, Phil. Ooh, 8/8. Well, let's make an 8-drop. Nope, no liquid metal coating. Oh no, the Bearer of Heavens. Trades off. We can actually, if we can just wait a couple more turns, we can just choose not to remove a counter and see what happens. Hopefully we just kill our opponent. We finished, I can update it. We finished 2 and 3 with Reanimator. Some clunkiness. Won our first match, won our last match, but had a bit of clunkiness in between. Does some super fun and sweet things when it actually works, though. Yeah, I don't really want... Whoa, no. That's a Lorthos. Alright, there goes Magmasaur. Now we just have a Bear of Heaven staring down an Angel. I don't think we can attack, though, because our opponent will block, and then we lose everything, and we're kind of winning from this position. I don't really want to blow up the world this game. I think we win if we don't blow up the world. Good timing, Tracy King. You picked the Momir time. Typically, 8 drops are more powerful than 9 drops, as odd as that sounds. Magmasaur is apparently Moto bugged. So whenever you go to oh no! So whenever you go to remove a counter, it actually was putting a counter on it. But now we're gonna lose to this Blazing Archon. Oh! Oh, I shouldn't have played that land. I can sack Bear of Heavens to Liege of the Pit. Ah, I think that was a mistake. I should have held the land, then sacked. Oh, welcome, Jack the Demon. And thank you for watching all the deck techs and stuff. Oh, I should not have done that. That was such a mistake. When breaching, blah, blah, blah. Bounce all stuff, blah, blah, blah. Well, I guess it's blow up the world time. I think Richard wrote about Puzzle Quest, Good Pants. I believe it was Richard. Alright, world. Oh, dear. Well, this is going to be interesting. Oh, it doesn't happen until our end step, so we can't actually make a 1-drop right away. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent plays a swamp. We are up a land, which is good. Making a 1-drop feels so bad. This is not a good idea. This is a very bad idea. At least we can destroy an aura. I guess this forces our opponent to start making 1-drops. This is going to be very weird. Oh. I think our opponent loses now. Or likely loses. Well. Alright. 1-drop. Goblin Guide. Ah, Hedron Crab. Oh, we could go for the mill win. Just play our land drop every turn. Alright, opponent is going to make it 2. Oh. Well, at least it can't flip, and it can't attack. It's going to be annoying, though. Alright, let's go for the... Our opponent's at 2. Let's go for the mill kill. Only 13 more land drops. Actually, less than that, because our opponent draws for their turn. The old millin kill. We're doing it every which way. Yeah, this ended up being a much crazier game of Momir than I thought. Oy. Arcbound Stinger. Alright. Opponent's down to 33 cards. We can't die to this flyer, though. We gotta make sure that doesn't happen. Opponent gets a Safi Eriksdotter. Alright, so we're probably going to have to make a 3-drop this turn to not lose to Safi. Is there a waste in there? Oh, you're right. There is a waste. Spicy. Alright. Come on, 3 drops. Be bigger than Safi. Or flying. Either way. Maybe both. Yes! Trestle Troll! I've never been so happy to get a Trestle Troll. Oh, flying and reach. Offense is shut down. Oh, yes. Alright, back to the mill plan. Oh, this game of Momir has ended up being so ridiculous. Now we just need our opponent to hit a enchantment creature. Oh, it's aura. Alright, so enchantment creature wouldn't matter. Goes for a 3-drop. I don't think I've ever milled someone out like this in Momir. Alright, no islands, so Cold-Eyed Selkie is not too problematic. We'll have to make sure we don't... We'll have to make sure we don't play an island. So we can't land drop an island if we draw it. Alright, forest. We're getting there. Opponent's down to 24 cards. Oh, so we kind of have the rules on the side a little bit, but your land is all decks. You have a Momir avatar where you start at 24 life. Yeah, the Jay's Aller coming in with explanation. Spartan Commander 22, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Wall of Light. I would not have gotten that one in the art game. All right. Opponent's down to 20 cards. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Oh, the old milling kill coming through. This is the longest game of Momir ever. Oh, opponent makes their land drop. All right. I think our opponent's worried that we're getting too far ahead of them on lands. Little do they know that our entire plan... Oh, we can't play that. All right, so we actually got to make a 6-drop. Because if we play an island, we lose to Cold-Eyed Selkie. So, mill plan, slowing down. Whenever you cast a Tree Folk, creature gets +3, -3 until end of turn. All right, well, it's a blocker. Out of all the 6-drops we could have got, that's not one of the better ones, but... Opponent makes a 4. Oh no, it's Feldegriff. Does that beat us? Our opponent gives it flying with white mana. They don't have white mana yet. This game is getting too ridiculous. I guess we can also regenerate our... We can also regenerate our Trestle Troll if they can give it flying. I've just never played a game of Momir like this before. Sweet Cat, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pass the turn. Opponent's down to 14 cards. Oh, there's their white mana. They're going to give it flying. Oh, it's going to happen. The Millen kill. It's going to happen. And we're also going to regenerate a Trestle Troll in Momir, which for some reason makes me almost as excited as the Millen kill. That's just things that do not happen in Momir, ever. And that's kind of the fun thing about Momir, is every once in a while, whoa, our opponent's getting frisky. Alright, let's just kill that thing, I guess. We only actually took 2 because our opponent had to make us gain 2 to give Feldegriff flying. We'll play the plains, mill our opponent. Oh, down to 11. Whoa, we're so close. We're so close to the Millen kill. Oh, yes. Opponent. Lets us gain 2 life. Alright. Well, we'll block and regenerate. The Millen kill and Trestle Troll regeneration. No, we're gonna win with the mill. I'm telling you, the mill and kill. Our opponent is giving us hippos. That hippo token is... that's a hippo. Not a seductive hippo, but it is a hippo. Stillmoon Cavalier. Oh, no! How bad is it if we give our opponent Island Walk? They go to 6... Can they kill us in 2 turns? I don't think so. Alright, play an island. Yeah, I don't think I've ever milled anyone to death in Momir. I think the math works in our favor. I think it does. Pass the turn. Yeah, Filthy Casual. This game went a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So you are on the top of the list for the next Momir game. So next time we play Momir, if you're around, you are the opponent. So whenever the next time you're around and we're doing it, it's all on you. That actually works out good, because it'll give us a second to look at the art game on the way out the door tonight. Alright, Cavalier. Hitting us for 3. Sure. Down to 9. Are we going to run out of time? Wedge! We're doing the Millen kill in Momir. I would have invited you if I knew you were around. Are we going to die before we get the Millen kill? Alright. 3 cards. This Edron Crab is actually going to do it. We gotta live one more turn. One more turn. And we got the Millen kill. Oh, Wedge. Big welcome to Wedge. Yeah, everyone's been talking about your Frontier video, Wedge. It's been one of the topics of the stream. I heard you were civil. I was disappointed. I want the Wedge freakout video. Where you just start like swearing and throwing stuff. Especially if it was about Frontier, that would be hilarious. Maybe I'll have to make a spoof, an angry Wedge spoof video, like SNL. We just gotta block so we don't die here. If we can successfully do that, we got the Millen kill. And I think we can. Oh, I'm teasing you, Wedge. You're the last person I would actually expect that from. We're actually gonna do it. Our opponent draws down to 1 card in their deck. We got the Millen kill. Oh yes! I've never done this before. First time ever. Opponent. No! Oh, they run through. Oh no! Oh no! The odds! Oh my god! Oh, that's gotta be the only. Oh, that's gotta be the only 5-drop that could ruin it. Oh my god! Oh, the Millen kill. So close! We got to 1 card! And of all the things that would ruin our plans. Oh, Momir is a cruel mistress. Oh my goodness. Alright, well I guess we can just make 8 drops? 10 drops? What do we get at 10 drop? Anything good? And now are we just dead? Oh no. Okay. And now you would also just actually, if our opponent stopped attacking, I think we mill and kill ourselves with Jin-Taxius. It's only like 3 turns away and we would just draw ourselves to death. This doesn't just kill us, though. We get 1 more turn. Down to 2. Yes, I know. We should have won by attacking. Let's make a 9-drop. Converted mana cost even. Odd, 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 even. Your opponent can't block with... Ah, and our opponent has all those 3 drops and 5 drops? Alright. Uh, we draw 7 more cards. You can only make one per turn. They do have converted mana costs that's printed on them. All right, and that does it. Well, that is gotta be the most ridiculous game of Momir I've ever played. And I played a lot of games of Momir, but I have never seen that happen before. Oh my goodness. What are the chances? The Epitaph Golem off the top. Oh my goodness. Well, very good game. Very good game. Filthy Casual, you're on the next. You're on the list for next time. So close to the mill and kill. Our opponent all the way to 0 cards. I'm gonna close that real quick because I hear the chat saying I could have won. What game are you talking about? I could have won what? Well, we were going for the mill win. Alright. So, on the way out the door, and we're going to stop in about 5 minutes, I'm going to just show you the art game because the art game is sweet. So, you all can help me with this. This is magiccard.info/art.html. So, what this does is you click on it, and it gives you some art. So, what is this card? We are on impossible mode. If you know the artist, that's awesome as well. So, this is the art game. It's pretty sweet. I'm not sure what this card is. Oh, well, alright, let me do one more reminder. Since the ad's in the way and you're thinking about our sponsor, one more reminder, we have a new sponsor, Loot Crate, and they make some awesome boxes, and you should check them out. They sponsor the stream. They have monthly subscription boxes for geeks and gamers. This month's box has Assassin's Creed stuff, Firefly, Funko Pop, and they have an anime box. All this starting for $13.95, and you can get 10% off with our code BRIDGE10. So check out trylootcrate.com/MTGGoldfish. And thank you to them for their support. And now I will move their ad so you can actually see the art. All right, so what is this? I do not know what this card is. It's a tree folk. That is true. Oh, old Gasselbark. Grizzled gas. I know this now. You're right, if it is that card. Old Gastbark. That sounds right. We're going to go with Old Gastbark. Yes! This is a Opaline Sliver? I believe. Oh, Hibernation! No! Well, here's an easy one. What's I gotta slow down to let the chat actually keep up with it. Man, I'm getting beat by the chat. Everyone knew Hibernation, and I said Opaline. No! How am I gonna beat Chaz if I can't even beat the chat? How about this one? I'm slowing down. Yep, Core Spirit Dancer. If you know the artist, shout that out as well. Oh, Barrow Ghoul? I think this is Barrow Ghoul, but let's see. Let's see if we get any votes from the chat. It is Core Spirit Dancer on the last one. Is this Barrow Ghoul? All right. Jenky Merc coming through. Very good, very good. Everyone agrees. It is Barrow Ghoul. All right. This one's actually kind of easy. Because the art actually exactly describes this card, I believe. Yes, we have Kurashiro coming in first right before Tracy King. Flying Men, very good. Even though it's only one man. This one's a secret, apparently. Oh, goodness. I have no idea what this one is. Very good. Got the secret. Tracy King. Katharni Bomber? Kahari Fire Bomber? Cathry Bomber? Cathry Bomber, they're going with. Alright, I don't know this one. So we'll try it. Goblin Aeronaut. It looks like Goblin Aeronaut. Oh man, good job. That was a good one. I would not have got that one. This is this Deflection? Oh, it's Dispel. I don't play this version of Dispel. Oh, why are half these things broken? What's up, magiccard.info? Messing things up. Apparently that was Nightly Disciple. Alright, three more and we're done for the day. So, 3 more. See if we can get these last 3 on the way out the door. Flowstone Wall says, Carrot Pawn. You all are good at this. I'm very impressed. I know this one. This one, I'm pretty sure is Triumph of Ferocity? Is that even a word? The Green Triumph. It is Ferocity, alright. Triumph of Ferocity. And last one for the night. This looks like Kamigawa, maybe? I don't know what this one is. Oh man, is this Swamp? That's disappointing. Why do they have basic lands in here? Okay, well let's do this one then. Everest Amulet? Everest Amulet? Is this a really bad equipment that changes controllers when something happens from like one of the more recent core sets? Or am I way off? It is Everest Amulet. Ooh, Shield of the Avatar. It's not Shield of Cauldra. I would know that because Tomer tries to play that in every commander deck for some reason. Ooh, Shield of the Avatar. Very good. It's the other one. Dwarven Blast Miner? No. It's not Dwarven Blast Miner, but that's what that art looks like. Amulet. Amulet of Vigor. What? Dwarven Demolition Team? What did I tell you? Oh, 2 eyes. That art is pretty sweet. Yeah, good call. Oh, this is like Legends. Repentant Blacksmith? No. Maybe? It might be Repentant Blacksmith. I don't know. Oh, yeah, okay. Is it Repentant? Okay. Oh, who was right? Someone said that. Janky Merc, you're killing it. Because everyone else was wrong on that one. Oh, all right. But that's the art game. Maybe we will do it again in the future if we're looking to kill time. But it's pretty fun, and it's also, yeah, perfect Momir card with Scornful Egotist. You can also not do impossible mode, and impossible mode I think is any card from any set. But if you do like easy mode, rares from core sets, all cards from core sets, hard mode is a good one because it's all rares, so you don't get the random stuff. So I think hard mode might be maybe the best mode. But so anyway, you can email me at saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com or tweet me at saffronolive. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. But so Reanimator, hit or miss. Momir, awesome game, maybe punning. Art game, super sweet. Anyway, make sure to check out the merch page, pick up some t-shirts and playmats and sleeves if you want to support the stream and the site. And the MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube is where you can find all the old streams. We will be back on Thursday with another one. Abby Gargoyle? Oh, Granite Gargoyle, so close. So we will be back Thursday with another one. In the meantime, we will have an Against Odds with Saheeli Rai tomorrow. Another This or That comes out this week. All kinds of fun stuff, so keep an eye out for that. So thank you, everyone, for being so awesome. It was a ton of fun. So I will see you Thursday for another one, and I will talk to you soon.